for this project I am using this jar, and it is in fact this one here. So the Douwe Egberts, it's I think a 200-gram glass jar, and obviously you can get it in any shop basically. I got mine at the Co-op. I'm sure they've got them in Tesco, Sainsbury's, all the other shops as well. So this is a way for you obviously to have the exact same jar, so you can follow the exact same pattern. So let's get started. So for this pattern I have used the Sirdar Simply Recycled. It's a double knitting cotton and acrylic combination, and it's for a 4mm crochet hook. Now, even though it's a 4mm, I personally need to use a 3 because I crochet quite loosely. I've got my 3mm here. You'll also need scissors and darning needles, but that's for at the end, of course. So here I have a ball that's been started. So let's get started. I'm going to start with a magic circle. You can do a chain of 4, but make sure you can pull it really tight so it's nice and closed. So magic circle, I do a cross like this over my fingers, then I go under and over, I pull that through, and I do a chain like so, and I'm going to need 3 or 2 chains. I do 2 chains for a double crochet, so depending on how many you do that amount. And now we are going to do 12 double crochets in the circle, so that means we do another 11 because that chain counts as a double crochet. So I will see you at the end of your 12 double crochets. So I've come to that last stitch of the round, and of course I do a double crochet in here, and then that second one is our chain from before, and then we do a slip stitch in there, making it a nice little circle here. So we are now going to do another row of increase, and this time we are doing 1, 2, 1, 2. So that means we do our chain 2 to go up, or chain 3 if that's what you need. But again, this is the last stitch of my round. So I'm going to do 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 2 double crochets in the next stitch, 2, and then 1 in the next stitch. So we started with 12 double crochets, we have 24 here, and then this row we should have 36. So I'm going to continue with 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay, so that's the ratio. There we go, and 1 in here. And you continue like that until the end of the row. 2 in here. And 1 in the next one. So I have gone round the circle with a ratio of 2, 1, 2, 1, and then of course here I've got that chain which counts as a double crochet, and then in here I do the other double crochet because I need to do 2 in that stitch because that's where we are at in our ratio. So that all worked out really well. So now the next row we are going to do is we are going to do 1, 1, 2. So again, our 2 chains up, or 3 chains if you need them. So 1 in the next stitch, 1 in the next stitch, and in the next stitch we do 2. So that is the ratio this time. So 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, and 2 double crochets. And that's how you go round this time. See you at the end. So we've come to the end of our round again, and I've just done the 2 here, 1, 1, and then of course here we have that chain, which is our second one, and then this one is our first one of our 2, and then we are going to slip stitch into there to close up our circle. And this time we are going to do 3, 1, 1, 1, and then a 2, right? So let's get going. 1, 2 chain, so that's the last one of my row. So I've done my 2 chains up, and this time we are going to do a ratio of 1, 1, 1, and then 2. So 3 times just the 1 double crochet in the stitch, and then we do the 2 together. This one, obviously, we keep that as the last one of our row. So I will see you at the end when you're doing 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 1, and then 2. So I've come to the end of my round. I've done the 2 here, then 1, 1, 1, and then here I've got my chain, and now I've got to put the last 2, so the last double crochet where it has to be a 2 in with that same stitch as where the chain was. There we go. Okay, so if I counted correctly, I should have 60 stitches all the way around. Now we're going to make our way up our side of our jar, and in my pattern repeat I need a multiple of 5 stitches, so this is perfect. 60 is a multiple of 5, so we are going to do a chain up. So I chain 2, you might need to chain 3, and then we are going to do double crochets in the back loop of our stitch, and you are doing just 1 double crochet in every stitch around, and this should bring us to, you know, sort of going up the sides. So I've made it to the end of the row. I just have to do my last one here, then I slip stitch into my chain from before. There we go. And so this should now, if you have a try, this should now fit nicely, not too loosely either, so you need to just pull it slightly to put it on. Okay, so that should fit nicely round your jar there. Okay, and we have a nice flat bottom on the jar, so that makes it nice for us for this crocheted cover as well. See, so it already fits, so that's good news. Okay, so on to our pattern repeat. So like I said, we need a multiple of 5 stitches, and we have 60, so that's perfect. Okay, so we are ready to start our pattern repeat, and we are going to do 2 chains, or 3 if you need to. Then you are going to go into the next stitch, because obviously we are there. So you have to think of that this is in that stitch. Okay, so this is our beginning shell really. Then we do a chain, so 2 double crochets, a chain, and another 2 double crochets in that same stitch. Okay, then we skip 4 stitches, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the 5th one we are going to do a double crochet, a double crochet, a chain, and a double crochet, and another double crochet. So that's where we're at. So the same thing again, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip, and in the 5th stitch you do a double crochet, a double crochet, a chain, and 2 more double crochets. And again, same thing, skip 4 in the 5th one. Yes, I've got the sun coming in now. Just now it was raining. And of course, the sun is playing with my lighting. A chain and 2 double crochets. So that's what we do in between, in every 5th stitch basically. So 1, 2, 3, 4, skip, 5th one there, and you do 2 double crochets, a chain, and 2 double crochets, and you work your way around until you get to the end of the row. So I've come to the end of my row, and 1, 2, 3, and we're pretending that this stitch here is in that one, so we've got our 4 empty ones, and we are going to just do a slip stitch there. Okay, so this is our first row of our pattern, and I just, even though this will fit around the same jar, I just like to keep on trying it on to see what it's like. After every row I try it on. Oh well. Right, there we go. See? So yes, it fits nicely around our jar. Look at that. So we need 10 rows of these. Okay, so what we are going to do next is we go and we travel to where we need to be. So we're going to do a slip stitch. Oh, I lost my stitch then. To the next stitch. There. And another one into that chain 1 space. So here we are in the place where we need to be. So 2 chains or 3 if you need to, and then another double crochet, a chain, and 2 double crochets. So basically in every chain space that we made in the previous round, we are going to do 2 double crochets and 2, then a chain and another 2 double crochets. So we are now just using the chain space to put our next chains in, double crochets in, and this one here will rectify itself once we finish and close up our round. So this is how you're going to continue. So you're going to go round, you do the slip stitch to close the round, and then you do 2 slip stitches to get to that chain space, and you start again, and you keep going until you have 10 of these rows. So this is my second one, and I will see you when you have 10 rows. Right, so I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows, and as you can see now the jar goes in. So we need to do another row where it's smaller, so it takes this sort of, you know, dent into account. Now when you clean the jar, I took the paper off, and this little bit of sticky stayed on there, and I think, well, let's leave it on because that's going to help keep the cover on as well. So don't worry about these things because then you're not going to see them through your you know, through the cover that we're making. So we're doing another row, so we need to do our slip stitches, and that's always easier said than done, of course. So just the 2 slip stitches there. and into there. So we're in our position, and this time, so 2 chains or 3 if you need to. This time we are going to do our 4 double crochets into the chain space from of the row below, but we're not doing a chain in between the 2 double crochets. Okay, so we're just going to do the 4 double crochets. Now in the meantime, before it got too high, I sewn in the end, so that's gone. So we're now doing 4, that's 3 double crochets, there we go, into each shell, into each chain space, but we are going to have to put it on our jar before we finish the last ones, because otherwise we're not going to be able to get it on again. Right, I'll see you at the end of the row. So I have done the last row without the chain. I've not done that up just yet, so I'm going to put my jar in, because obviously this last row will be smaller, so we need a little bit of space there. And there we go, so that fits nicely. I don't mind that you can still see this bit here. I quite like it. So let's put our hook back in. And let's do the slip stitch into there. Pull it through. Yeah, I'm trying to get, yeah, that works. Lying it down works. So pull it tight and pull that tight as well. So there we go. So that now obviously goes in to hug the curve of the jar, but also it will sort of prevent it from going down. And now you cut it off and you pull it through, and then you're just going to have to try and get rid of the end by sewing it in sort of as best you can against the glass. So I just go in here and just try to go at the back of the stitches, or picking something up at least. There we go. Now, should your jar cover be not tight enough, you can always give it a little tug here, but it's fine. There we go. And another bit there, just do a little, there we go. And I'm going to cut that off and then just hide it towards the back. There we go. And that is our jar cover finished. So I will put some pictures after this with the tea lights in it and with sort of, you know, subdued lighting. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe. See you next time. Bye!